Yesterday we discussed what is meant by solid, what are the types of solids, crystalline solids, amorphous solids, and their characteristics. Okay, today we are going to discuss about various types of crystalline solids, and their characteristics of crystalline solids. Okay. So you know intermolecular force based on intermolecular forces. What is meant by intermolecular force? Inter means between the molecules. In 11th class in states of matter chapter it is there, intermolecular forces. So you can see here in diamond what are the constituent particles? In diamond, constituent particles are carbon atoms. Carbon atom and carbon atom held together with a covalent bond, strong covalent bond. So that means in diamond, what is the intermolecular force? Covalent bond. Next we will come to next structure is sodium chloride. In sodium chloride, what are the constituent particles? Sodium and chloride ions. These ions are held together with strong electrostatic force. So in second case, binding force is strong electrostatic force. In first case, in diamond, binding force is covalent bond. Like that, you can see in this crystalline solid, in third one, in crystalline solid, constituent particles, so many atoms are there. That atoms are also held together with some force. So that force is called intermolecular force. Based on intermolecular force, crystalline solids are classified into four types. Type 1 is molecular solid. Type 2 is ionic solid. Type 3 metallic solid. Type 4 covalent solid. Okay, clear? Yesterday I discussed solids are of two types, amorphous and crystalline. Now we are going to discuss crystalline solids are of four types: molecular, ionic, metallic and covalent solids. What is the main difference between these four? Intermolecular force, based on their binding force is different. In molecular solid, binding force is different. In ionic solid, binding force is different, like this. Okay, now again we will come to first category. What is the first category? Molecular solids. Children, don't confuse. Molecular solids again classified into three types. Crystalline solids are four types. In that four, first one is molecular solid. Molecular solid again classified into three types. One is non-polar molecular solid. Second one is B, polar molecular solid. 3. C, hydrogen bonded molecular solid. Molecular solids are of three types: non-polar molecular solid, polar molecular solid, hydrogen bonded molecular solid. Clear? Now we will discuss one by one clearly. So first one is non-polar molecular solid. Okay, what is meant by polar? Polar means charge, plus or minus, like this. Charge is called polar. Non-polar means no charge. So you can see the word non-polar molecular solid. You come from back. It is a solid. It contains molecule. That molecules contains no charge. So that means it is a solid which contains molecules with no charge. So it is a molecule without charge means molecules containing atoms that are having same electronegativity. So for example, you take I2, iodine. This is one iodine atom. This is another iodine atom. Iodine atom. Electronegativity of iodines are same. So electronegativity difference is 0. Same electronegativity there means then it is called non-polar. I2, H2, Cl2 contains Cl, H2 contains H, H. I2 contains I. So this type non-polar molecular solids means molecules containing atoms with similar electronegativity. Here I mentioned what are the constituent particles. Constituent particles in non-polar molecular solids are molecules, either molecules or atoms also. If it is a noble gas atom, there is no charge. Charge is not possible. Electronegativity is 0. Okay. So noble gas solids also, noble gas atom solids also comes under this one. You have to understand this point. Noble gases, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. These are gases. These are called gases. But we are discussing here solids. Actually, they are gases only. If that gas is converted into solid, it comes under which type of solid? Non-polar molecular solid. That means these solids are generally exist as gases at room temperature only. If temperature is very low, very less than that room temperature, then that gas can be converted into solid, which comes under this category, that is non-polar molecular solid. What is the force of attraction in this is, suppose you take I2 molecule, this iodine and this iodine. The force is called intermolecular force between non-polar molecule is called dispersion force. Already you can call Van der Waals force, or one more word is London force. London force, dispersion force, it is the weak force among all. In chemistry we will discuss so many bonds: ionic bond, covalent bond, dative bond, metallic bond, hydrogen bond, dipole. This is a London force. Among all, this is the weakest force among all is London force. Okay. Next, these are having low melting points. Why these solids have low melting point? Already I told it is the weak force. To break this weak force, less energy is required. So melting point is low. Low melting point and boiling point. Next one is these are insulators. To conduct electricity, some ion is required. Mobile charge is required. The ion has to pass from one place to another one. Mobile charge is required. But here no charge. So that's why they are insulators. They are very soft. These solids are very soft because of weak force. These are very soft. What are the examples? Argon is a non-polar molecular solid. Hydrogen is a non-polar molecular solid. Iodine, carbon tetrachloride. So these are gases at room temperature. This diagram is example for iodine. This is example for iodine molecular solid. Okay. The common examples for non-polar molecular solids are helium, neon, argon, benzene, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, CO2. You underline the word CO2. Carbon dioxide. Generally it is a gas. If carbon dioxide exists as a solid, then solid carbon dioxide, solid CO2, you can call it as a dry ice. So you have to remember, this dry ice is which type of solid? It is a non-polar solid. Methane is a gas. All these are gases other than benzene. Benzene is liquid. Helium, neon, argon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, carbon dioxide, methane, all these are gases at room temperature. If you maintain the temperature below that room temperature to very low temperatures, then these gases can be converted into solids. These solids are called non-polar solids. You can take helium, neon, argon, that binding force is London force. H to H, electronegativity difference is not there. Similar atoms. N to N and N, similar atom. O to O and O, similar atoms. Methane and CO2. Methane and CO2. CO2 dipole moment is 0. Dipole moment 0 means it is non-polar. Methane, CH4, dipole moment 0. So it is non-polar. So these are non-polar molecular solids. Second one, polar molecular solids. Polar, already I told pole. Polar means charge. It carries some charge. This charge is not permanent charge like Na plus Cl minus. If Na plus Cl minus type charge is there, then it is called ion. Here charge is partial charge, less charge, partial charge, plus delta, minus delta. You know, in chemical bonding chapter there are some molecules containing partial charge, plus delta and minus delta. Then that type of molecules are called dipoles. What is that force? Dipole. Here what are the constituent particles? Constituent particles are polar molecules. In polar molecular solid, what is the constituent particle? Polar molecules. What is the binding force? Dipole attraction. Dipole attraction. When this dipole attraction is possible, if electronegativity difference is there, then this type of solid. Electronegativity difference is not there, then that solid is a previous one, that is a non-polar. Their dipole moment is 0. Here dipole moment is not equal to 0. But this solid also has a low melting point. But when compared to previous one, its melting point is little bit more. Okay. Next one, these are also soft, these are also insulators. Example, HCl molecule. What is the dipole moment of HCl molecule? Not equal to 0. What is the dipole moment of SO2 molecule? Not equal to 0. So that means HCl is polar or non-polar? Polar molecule. SO2 is also polar molecule. So HCl, you can see dipole interaction. You can see here also H plus delta, Cl minus delta, plus delta, minus delta, plus delta, minus delta. So these type of forces are called dipole attractions. What is the third category? Hydrogen bonded molecular solid. Name itself indicates what type of attraction, what is the binding force in this solid. It is a molecular solid. Here binding force is hydrogen bond. What are the constituent particles? Constituent particles are molecules. Force. Binding force is force of attraction is hydrogen bonding. It has a low melting point and boiling point. Now once you will recollect what is hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding means the weak electrostatic forces of attraction. Between hydrogen atom and highly electronegative atom like F, fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen of same molecule or different molecules is called hydrogen bond. What is hydrogen bond? The weak electrostatic forces of attraction between partially positive charged hydrogen, that means H plus delta, and the other one, what about other one? Highly electronegative atom, F minus delta, O minus delta, N minus delta. Top three elements with electronegativity, F, O, N, plus delta, F delta, minus delta, O minus delta, these type of bonds. So bond between H plus and F minus, H plus and O minus, these are called hydrogen bonds. These are insulators. These are hard when compared to other types of molecular solids. These are hard when compared to other types of molecular solids. That means non-polar molecular solid, polar molecular solid, hydrogen bonded molecular solid. In these three types of molecular solids, which one is harder? Hydrogen bonded molecular solid is harder because this force is a little bit strong. Example is ice. Already I told dry ice is a non-polar solid, ice is a hydrogen bonded molecular solid. It is the comparison. Ionic bond is 1000 times strength, more than other. Van der Waals force is 1. Dipole 10 times. Hydrogen bond 50 times. Ionic bond or covalent bond is 1000 times. So relatively, which is the weak force? Van der Waals force or London force is weak force. Okay. Next, so first type solid is completed, that is molecular solids are completed. So in molecular solids, three types completed: non-polar molecular solids, polar molecular solids, hydrogen bonded molecular solids are completed. Now we will come to second type, ionic solids. In ionic solids, what are the constituent particles? You can say easily, constituent particles are ions. Ions. What is the binding force? Ionic bond. Ionic bond. What is the ionic bond? The electrostatic force. The electrostatic force between oppositely charged ions. Electrostatic force means Coulombic force. Coulombic force or electrostatic force or ionic bond is the binding force. So ionic solids contains ionic bond. Ionic bond is a strong electrostatic force. So that's why they have high melting point and boiling points. In class 10th also you learned this one. In 11th also it is there. Properties of ionic compounds. Ionic compounds have high melting point and boiling points because they contain strong electrostatic forces. Their physical state is hard but brittle. Okay. So they are electrically insulators in the solid state. They are not conductors in solid state because there is no movement in ions in solid state. But in the aqueous state, these ions can move easily. In molten state, movement is possible. Ionic solids are good conductors. Ionic solids are good conductors in aqueous state or in molten state because of movement of free ions. But same ionic compounds are insulators, bad conductors of electricity in solid state because there is no movement of ions. You say, solid NaCl is a bad conductor of electricity. Aqueous NaCl is a good conductor of electricity. Examples: NaCl, sodium chloride, all ionic compounds, all types of salts. Any salt containing one cation and one anion, one positive ion and one negative ion. These comes under ionic solids. Examples for ionic solids: sodium chloride. Next one is PbS. You can see here Pb, lead and sulfur. Grey color, this yellow color sulfur. It is an ionic solid. So second type ionic solids completed. Next one is very important. For you it is a new topic. Metallic bond. So before going to understand metallic bond, you will take group 1 elements. Group 1 elements, they contain one valence electron. Sodium, potassium, rubidium, they contain one valence electron. So in first picture, group 1 metals, they lost that electron and only plus nucleus are there. In second case, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium, these are group 2 metals. They contain two valence electrons. After losing the two valence electrons, nucleus with +2 charge is there. So you can see in this picture, metal after losing electrons, it carries plus charge. That electrons here mentioned with some dots. So these dots is called electron gas or electron C. Or electron gas. What about that positive part? Positive part is metal ions. What about the dots? The dots are electrons. Electron gas. Now there is a attractive force between metal ion and electron gas. This metal ion and electron gas are held together with some force. That force is called metallic bond. What is metallic bond? The forces of attraction between metal ions and electron gas. Metal ions and electron C. This is called metallic bond. So because of this electron C only, metals are good conductors of electricity. Because of this electron C, electron gas only, they act as good conductors of heat, good conductors of electricity. They exhibit some color. Some metals exhibit color. Property of color, conductivity. These can be explained by this model, metallic bonding, electron C model. So now third category, metallic solids. Metallic solids, what are the constituent particles? Metallic solids, constituent particles are positively charged metal ions and free electrons. Positively charged metal ions and free electrons. What is the force of attraction? Force of attraction is a metallic bond. Metallic bond. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Their conductivity is high. High electrical and thermal conductivity even in solid state. Earlier, ionic compounds are good conductors in aqueous or molten state. But metals are good conductors in solid state also. They are hard, malleable and ductile. Hard, malleable and ductile. They have high melting point and boiling point. You know all metals are metallic solids. All metals, iron, copper, silver, gold. So you can see iron is a metal, you know, iron metal. Next, zinc, magnesium, cadmium, aluminum, copper, chromium, tungsten. These are metals. All metals comes under metallic solids. Okay, next category is covalent or network solid. Covalent or network solid. So here, what is the constituent particles are neutral atoms. Atoms, only atoms will be there here. In earlier case, first case, molecules. In second case, ions. In third case, metal atoms. Here, covalent or network solids, constituent particles are neutral atoms, generally non-metal atoms like carbon atom, silicon atom, oxygen atom, like this. Constituent particles are neutral atoms. What is the force of attraction? Force of attraction is covalent bond. Covalent bond. These covalent or network solids are also called as giant molecules. They are also called as giant molecules. Giant molecules. They have very high melting point. Very high melting point. You know, diamond is a covalent solid. A melting point is very high. Graphite is a covalent solid. Melting point is very high. They are hard also. They are hard. Insulators. Here some exceptions also there. All covalent solids are insulators. But graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Good conductor of electricity. All these are hard, but graphite is soft. Diamond is hard material. Yesterday I told SiC, silicon carbide. It is called carborundum. Its structure is also similar to diamond structure. It is also hard. So these are network solids because they have 3-dimensional or 2-dimensional polymer network, one like that, layers, the network solids. So they are also called giant molecules. They are good insulators, but exception is graphite is a good conductor. It is the structure of diamond. Just children, try to remember what is the hybridization. Last year we discussed what is the hybridization of carbon in diamond. Hybridization of carbon in diamond, sp3. Each carbon forms how many bonds? 4 bonds. It is the hardest substance. Insulator. Next, quartz. It contains SiO4 units. It is also hard substance, crystalline solids. So for molecular solids, children, I explained already for you 4 types of solids. So try to recollect what I explained now. Okay, for molecular solids, try to fill this box, this table for molecular solids. What is the crystal classification? Molecular solid? What type of unit particles are there in molecular solids? What is the binding force in molecular solids? What are the properties? What are the means? Conductivity, soft, melting point. So this type of properties and examples. Okay, try to recollect what I explained for you. So just you see molecular solids. These are type is molecular solids. What are the unit particles? In first one maybe non-polar molecules, second one polar molecules, third one molecules. What is the binding force? First one is Van der Waals force or London force, second one dipole, third one is hydrogen bond. First, second, third means I explained for you 1A, 1B, 1C. Okay, in non-polar, what is the force? London force. In polar, what is the binding force? Dipole. In hydrogen bonded solids, what is the force? Binding force? Hydrogen bond. What are the properties? They are low melting points. Among these three, which one is low melting point? Non-polar solids are very low melting point. They are bad conductors of heat and electricity. Example, ice, dry ice. Ice comes under hydrogen bonded, dry ice comes under non-polar, iodine, non-polar, HCl, dipole. So this is total about molecular solids. Now try to fill this table for a second type of solids, ionic solids. For second type of solids, ionic solids. Just to recollect for ionic solids. What I explained for ionic solids, they contain what are the particles? Ions, oppositely charged ions. Positive ion and negative ion. What is the binding force? Ionic bond. What is the another name? Electrostatic force. Strong electrostatic force. Or next another name is Coulombic force. What are the properties of ionic solids? They are hard and brittle. They have high melting points, high heat of fusion, thermal conductivity and thermal conductivity less. They are good conductors in aqueous state or molten state. Example, all types of salts containing cation and anion, all types of salts comes under ionic solids. What about third type category, metallic solids? Try to recollect what I explained for metallic solids. What is the classification? Metallic solid. What are the particles? Cations, metal cations, surrounded with electron cloud, surrounded with electron C, electron gas or electron cloud. What is the binding force? This binding force is called metallic bond. Properties, they are soft to very hard, because you know some metals are soft. You can cut with a knife. Sodium metal you can cut with a knife. Some metals are hard. Low melting point, very high melting point, because this metallic bond strength varies from metal to metal. Next, but they are good in thermal and electrical conductivity. All metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. All metals with 2-3 exceptions. Examples, all metallic elements. Example, copper, iron, zinc, all these are. Next type, covalent solids. For covalent solids, what points we discussed? What type binding forces, particles. In covalent solids, atoms, non-metal atoms, generally non-metal atoms are the particles, constituent particles. Covalent bond is the binding force. They are very hard, very high melting point, poor thermal and electrical conductivity, with some exceptions like graphite. Graphite is a good conductor. Examples, diamond, quartz, carborundum, AlN, aluminum nitride is also covalent solid. Okay, so these four solids we discussed. Today what we discussed, students? Types of crystalline solids I explained clearly with examples, with all properties. Molecular solids, again 3 types explained. Ionic solids, next metallic solids, next covalent solids. These are also known as network solids, are also known as giant molecules. These 4 types of solids I explained. So here some questions, MCQs there. Which of the following is not the characteristic of ionic solid? Not the characteristic of ionic solid. Just to recollect what I discussed about ionic solids. Ionic solids have very low electrical conductivity in the molten state. Is it correct? Brittle nature. Is it correct? Very strong force, anisotropic. Now we will see one by one. Ionic solids are good conductors of electricity in molten state. That is correct. But here given very low value. So that is a wrong answer. Wrong point, characteristic of ionic solid. Second, ionic solids are brittle, correct? Ionic solids have very strong force of attraction, that is also correct. Ionic solid is a crystalline solid. Yesterday I explained all crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. So regarding ionic solids, B, C, D are valid points. A is not valid, so answer is option A. Okay, second one, graphite cannot be classified as. Graphite is a conducting solid, graphite is a network solid, graphite is a covalent solid. All these 3 are correct. Graphite cannot be classified as ionic solid. What about next question? Which of the following is a network solid? SO2, I2, diamond, S2O. SO2. SO2 is a molecule containing dipole moment. Dipole moment is there. I2 is a non-polar, no dipole moment, but I2. I, same type atoms. Diamond is a network solid. Ice is a which type H2O? Hydrogen bonded molecular solid. Diamond is a network solid. I2 is a non-polar molecular solid. SO2 is a dipole. So here some homework given. Dear students, you complete this homework today itself. 4 questions given, 3 questions given. Along with these 3 questions, there are some in-text questions also. In our NCERT textbook, in yesterday class, I discussed first 3 pages. Today's class, I discussed page number 4, 5, 6, 3 pages. Just once you go through your NCERT textbook also, once you read textbook, try to understand all these points. All NCERT textbook in-text questions and exercise questions also write down in notes along with this presentation. You complete this notes today itself. Okay. Here some MCQs, for competitive exams here given. Just to practice these questions. Here MCQs related to yesterday topic and today's topic related to this 3 questions, 2, 5, 10. So 15 MCQs given related to these 2 classes about classification of solids. Okay. You update your notes and send to me your notes through WhatsApp, my number, today itself. Okay, children? Okay, thank you for your cooperation. Okay, thank you.